I'm gonna mute desktop audio.
Are we live?
Are we live? I think we're live. Yes, we are.
We're live?
Yes.
Whoa. Are we live? Howard, you've got to hold on for a second. Crap. There it is.
And I'll get back. There we go. I've held on for a second.
He's held on for a second.
I've held on for 1 second.
Hello and welcome to your weekly dose of mayhem.
Season 2!
Season 2, episode 1. We are so back. It's still not live on my computer. I don't know what
It's
that's
loading,
about.
which means it's probably live. It just hasn't. Just gotta press the play button. There we
it
go.
is.
Yeah.
And I'm holding on.
All right.
Anyway, so yeah, we are back with season 2 of your weekly dose of mayhem.
And we are in we have a much better setup now.
The only show where we can. It's the first episode, and we are still late.
Nice.
Anyway, yeah. So the new schedule for this is every Friday as usual, but at 1
p.m. ish.
1
Except when
p.m.
we don't do that, and also.
The more astute viewers of you may have noticed the new setup, and new microphone.
New real microphone.
Actual microphone.
Connected with real XLR cable to real mixer.
And a real computer, and not just Hamid's laptop.
Yeah, this thing. I could close this down. I don't need this. I don't need a new laptop.
We got a funny
as well,
box on the table in front of us, and
got
we're
a lot
looking
of-
at ourselves on the TV.
Yeah, we got a lot of funny boxes on that table.
We've got a lot.
A lot of streaming boxes, funny boxes.
We've got quite the episode for you guys.
Because we spent all summer
Planned
doing
out.
things.
Doing things.
Mm-hmm.
Building doohickeys, and then the last week, building the doohickey.
No, Mr. Hiller builds doohickeys. Or do you build, what was it? Doohickeys and thingamajigs, yeah.
Widgets.
Widgets, yes. Whole bunch of widgets go into a lot of thingamajigs. Do a lot
Grady,
of doohickeys.
not joining us on this first episode, he has class.
Good, we can escape him finally.
Brady, who is more of a standard of this show than I am at this point, because he's been on every episode. I've missed one. So we got Mr. Hiller and James.
I've also missed one, I think. Or maybe, no, I missed one and then we didn't do it.
Yeah.
Because my computer had to stream it.
Yeah.
That won't be an issue anymore.
I know. I could probably figure this out. Anyway.
Maybe.
Yeah, quite the show
Yeah.
for you.
And we actually have a nice outline for today because we went off script last time. We want to do that, but we still want to have something to talk about. So we're bringing the outlines back.
Well, outlines are coming back.
Yes. And I think we should get on to our first bullet point / heading
topic.
one. Heading one.
Which you have gloriously labeled as summer camp / outreach. /
/
And
And what's the
outreach.
first bullet point on there?
FOL summer camp. So
You want to talk about that? I
Yes.
was just there for the sillies because I had astronomy class, but
FOL summer camp. This is our third year of hosting a 1 week introduction to FOL summer camp for our middle schoolers. It's not necessarily an introduction to FOL. If you've done FOL, you're still allowed to come and work on your skills. But 1 week FOL summer camp for our middle schoolers at Nichols and in the community, just to come down and learn how to build robots. And it was a jolly good old time as always.
how many students did we have? Ballpark?
12.
12. Very good.
The Mr. Hiller off camera says 12, so I'm gonna go with that number.
Yep.
FTC summer camp.
Yeah, this is where I also was participating a little bit.
Another staple of our usual summer off-season 2 week FTC summer camp, hosted normally in July. We've done it pretty much every year. We've had an FTC team, which this will be our 8th year as an FTC team specifically. And yeah, this year for summer camp, instead of just building a robot, or like last year when we went insane and built 6 robots for our Mario Kart demo, which we've talked about ad nauseum. This year we built 4 robots.
A nice medium, you know.
A nice middle ground.
Not exactly insane, but not so sane either.
Yeah,
I'd say.
we built 4 robots to play the Vex game over the summer, the high stakes Vex game, which is actually surprisingly similar to this year's FTC game, which we'll get into. We'll probably give our thoughts on that. Yeah, we built 4 robots to play the Vex game with some middle schoolers to high schoolers who came to the camp. You want to speak on that a little bit?
I mean, I last time that we did FTC summer camp, I wasn't really there for quite a bit of it. Nothing's changed because my parents always go on vacation during FTC summer camp for some reason. Last year it was like Montreal or something, and like Quebec, and like this year
Not
it was
even
like
brag.
some other place in New York. So I still missed a little bit of it, but I think that overall it was quite fun
We have one here. Keep talking.
to do the Vex game, because we played the Vex game but with FTC rules, so it was basically just like a new FTC game, and we got one of the robots right over here. Lift that.
I've got
show
it right
to him.
here. I don't know. Can you hear me? Yeah, you can.
Go in front of the table. I'll talk for you. So Nate's bringing around one of the robots. We built this one. We had a whole bunch of groups. We had 4 groups. They called themselves Group 1, 2, 3, and like 15.
No, it's 27 now.
27 now. So this is a Kiwi bot with we experimented with new Go Builda slides, and they're going to probably help us out.
Not new for us. I mean, they're new for us. Just
Yeah, new for us, yeah. We have a new battery box on there. That was one of our summer projects. Back it up. Show them. Yeah. Battery box, new way of holding batteries in with a...
down right now because the actual box isn't on it.
Yeah, it's just taped down because we don't have the receptacle for it on there. But yeah, we all played. We experimented with those slides, and we're buying like another type of
We'll get to
slide
that.
for some reason. But we played around with slides. We played around with a new game, and it was very good because we learned how to build robots better by building more robots.
Because there's no better way to learn how to build a robot than build a robot, and the only way you get better at building robots is to build more robots.
And the only way to begin is by beginning.
By building robots. So yeah, 2 weeks of X game. A very fun game, to be fair. I commentated it on the last Friday.
That was a great Friday.
The Vex game this year was very fun. Vex has some good game designers. The climb is definitely the sketchiest part. That was actually that robot's whole job. Is its main scoring method was just the climb and get that max climb. It was like 30 points or something, which is a lot in Vex. Yeah, and that was like a 4-foot climb, and that was not sketchy at all.
Also, the final day of FTC camp, I had to learn on the spot the Vex like tournament manager software. And for those of you who are doing Vex, I don't know who would watch us who's doing Vex, but thank the people behind the scenes, because man, that software is something that they need to wrangle with a little bit. We have a lot nicer software for FTC. It's all web-based and stuff, but they've got like a different type of software that's like a whole other world to set up. So
Yeah.
it was fun doing that. I made it work, of course, because but
No need to brag. That was on the new funny box too. Right?
yes, that was on the new
big
computer.
funny box. Yeah.
We built the computer during FTC summer camp. That was one of the first times we actually turned it on. Was the final day where it needed to work.
Yeah.
So it did.
Yeah. So
I'm just saying.
just to kind of give you a picture of what me and Hamid are looking at, there's a computer on the shelf.
Just a
And
lot of RGB.
It's just a lot of lights, and there's a big fan on it that says "Be quiet," which is ironic.
and the
'cause we're on a
GPU
podcast.
in the graphics card in the computer is
Yes.
being held up by a piece of pink foam.
that we used to build an FTC.
Yeah, a
rails.
little
We'll get to
piece
that.
of foam. That's the brace for the graphics card.
And then next to it is a big mixer with a lot of slides and dials and other things.
They're called channel strips, not slides, Mr. FTC.
And then next to it is an amplifier, right?
On the amp.
Yeah, one in the amp that we bought at our FTC qualifier, where we had I didn't do it, but Hamid drove to Guitar Center.
$600 spent.
$600
on a new PA system.
Because the
greatest story. I'm gonna tell that to my grandchildren.
Because I'm sure we've talked about it on the show before, but the PA system in the gym did not work, so we built our own.
Yeah.
Because we're engineers, and that's what we do.
Next bullet point. Let's go.
Anyway, RoboCat.
I'm gonna set this to fit instead of 100%. There we go. Nice and big.
RoboCat, you can talk about that.
RoboCart. Okay, do I talk about that? I was less involved with RoboCart, but
I was too.
Yeah, but we're doing sort of a phase 2 revamp of RoboCart where we are redesigning a lot of the drivetrains, which is what's happening behind us. Actually, Mr. Hiller is working on one of the drivetrains. I think the tank drivetrain.
Skid steer.
Skid steer. Sorry, new one this year because replacing Swerve.
Long story.
So we are replacing drivetrains. We have a new method of, we have a new shell design. We're making the steering wheels have servos, so when you turn, the steering wheel turns, and that's pretty cool. And I think we're gonna revamp the software soon. James, we're gonna unify the code base for RoboCart, right? That's gonna happen soon. Maybe.
These are words I don't understand, so.
Yeah, basically making less complex and weird.
I'm in favor of that.
Some of the robocarts were, I think, still using on-bot Java, which is
Good for teaching, bad for programming.
no.
At least the type of robots we build. We do not prefer on-bot Java. We like the flexibility of other alternatives.
Yes. Okay, and the next bullet point. Oh, you want to talk about it?
Yeah, one sec.
Gotta keep.
I'm
that.
working hard out here, man. Yeah, other outreach things we did over the summer. The two big ones being our 2 summer camps. We also went to the.
Well, no, that's the next bullet point. I'm talking about RoboCart.
Oh.
Do you have anything for RoboCart?
No, I wasn't nearly as involved in RoboCart over
Okay.
the summer.
So our next bullet point, I wrote this down. Other outreach things, in parentheses, Power Vista.
Yeah, Power Vista. That
Power
was
Vista.
probably our other biggest outreach event this summer. We did not. We unfortunately did not get to go to the Erie County Fair, which is normally our largest outreach event of the year, because that's 2 weeks.
I mean, I got to go because my family took.
I
it,
also
but-
went to the Erie County Fair, but we didn't get to go through robots. Well, that's 2 weeks of basically every expo project we have, and all 6 teams participate in that. And we're hoping that we can get back there next year, but who knows about that. I think besides that, that's pretty much good for summer outreach.
Yeah,
Coming up,
So the Power Vista, we did RoboCart. So it's kind
Yeah.
of also RoboCart, but that was version 1 RoboCart. First time doing it outside. Things went.
it would have been, yeah.
It was windy. The track, quite a few times, lifted up. We had to use FRC batteries to like weigh it down.
If you don't know what the Power Vista is, it's a power plant
Visitor center.
Visitor
sort of thing?
center.
Yeah.
in Niagara Falls, and it's up on a cliff, so it's very windy.
Yes. But there were a lot of people there. A lot of people were attracted by the music and the cool like
robots.
robots driving around on a racetrack. I
It's
think
good publicity. Oh, never mind.
good publicity. Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that other than the wind, it was pretty good. We also had another robot that was supposed to be there. Tiffany, one of our now alumni, made a robot that blows bubbles, and it's really cool because kids love popping bubbles.
And
there's
I like robots.
There's 2 large bubble machines on an FRC tank drivetrain, and it's like really cool. But we brought that with us too to the Power Vista, and then we
I forgot about
unpacked
this
it.
story.
We unpacked it, and the radio was missing. Like it just wasn't on the robot.
It had been taken off and put on a different robot. I do not remember what the reason was for it.
I think it was it like a Ruckus robot. Was it no?
I don't know what
Ruckus
happened
probably
to
didn't
it.
exist at that point.
Yeah.
I don't really know, but we did not have the radio, so we couldn't use that. So we had to use the FRC batteries from that to weigh down the field instead. So, yeah, that was pretty fun.
And then
coming up
on the outreach front, the Nichols Open House, which is mostly a Nichols like admissions event, but we use it as a work session and also the ability to share with families coming to Nichols, walking through the lab, just a little about what we do. That's on the 24th. Nichols Field Day on the 27th. We're going to have the Nichols middle schoolers and also some elementary and middle schoolers from the Herder Academy, as I believe the name of the school. We did this last year. Come and play RoboCut. And then on the that's on the 27th. And then on the 28th, we are returning to the Power Vista because we just love it there. It's a great place to do outreach. And if you haven't been and you're in the Buffalo area, I would go check it out. It's actually a really cool museum.
a lot of other places go there. I think the day that we went over the summer, they had a whole bunch of like they had fire trucks and dump trucks and stuff. Like the kids loved it because they're blowing on the horns and stuff.
Yeah.
It was, there was like I think if it was this summer or last summer, there was a truck that had like one of those huge cranes on it, like a telehandler, and people were like taking rides in the basket, and that was awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't go to that outreach event over the summer. I had something. I don't remember what I was doing.
Probably were like in Michigan or something.
Yeah, probably. I always seem to be in Michigan. Anyway,
All right, next big heading.
Kickoff / Robot in 30 Hours. So before we get into Robot in 30 Hours, what do you think? Let's talk about the game this year.
The game that is behind us.
The game that's behind us, and you can see parts of it.
Yes. I think that your sort of judgment as to it's similar to High Stakes is correct. And like the staged climb especially. We don't have anything akin to the mobile goals.
Yeah.
But I think that the staged climb is definitely really interesting this year. A lot of rule changes as well.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Like the horizontal extension box is a new one. The new team markers that are colored.
I think that's a good change.
I like that.
I like that.
And like you can use whatever font you want, and there's like you can put a first logo on there. That's nice. I do like they've gotten rid of the weight limit. They've added the option to use the octo quad for absolute encoders,
which is also good, and we call it the funny box, and we're gonna use that. Right?
There's also and there's also the SparkFun laser odometry, which we're definitely using.
Which is so cool.
It's so cool.
We'll get
it's
to
just
that.
a little tiny guy. Do we have one of those like over there? Oh, yeah. Put that up to the
keep
camera.
talking.
Look at that. So this is a tiny little like 1 inch squared like little thing. It's a circuit board, and it's got a laser on it, and it works like a mouse, and it tracks the robot really, really well. And you just have to place it like less than 2 centimeters from the foam, and it'll just track the robot. It'll do all the work that the odometry does, and it is awesome. No dead wheels.
It's so cool.
And then the last thing is something that we will get a demo from James about. It is the Limelight 3A. which
FTC
is
legal Limelight 3.
FTC legal Limelight for Vision and April tags and all that stuff, because I was keeping up with the robot controller like GitHub releases, and they said that they were going to deprecate the onboard Vision libraries, and I was very sad because I trained a really nice model for Vision, and I learned how to. But then they said that they were going to do the Limelight 3A, and it does the exact same thing, but better, with a Raspberry Pi. So now I am very happy.
It seems like FTC is making a push for off-board vision and object, vision and object detecting.
Which is good, because we want to...
Off-board the control hub, which is a good thing.
Yeah, because the control hub isn't, like, the most powerful thing, so, like, when you're running something like that on there, it's very easy to, overpower it. So having the control hub just be for robot movement and input and output, while having other stuff for, controlling encoders in more detail, having vision and odometry is like all off-board stuff, that's very nice. That's great stuff.
Back to the game.
Back to the game.
Just briefly, I would agree with my previous statement and Hamid's comment on my statement that it is very high stakes-esque. I keep looking at the field. Very high stakes-esque. There's no mobile goal, which is a good thing, because then I would get suspicious of either plagiarism from either party. But I don't think I think this was just a coincidence this year. I like the staggered climb is going to be really interesting. We think we have a fun design for it. We're going to get into that. We think we have a fun design for the staggered climb that we'll be able to get those max points, and hopefully we can do that week 1. That would be awesome if we could get the 30-point climb week 1.
I have very high confidence for week 1.
Yeah.
More than any other year that I've been on this team, because I think we did so much during 30 hours.
We'll get to that.
No, this is a segue, because the next bullet point is 30 hours.
Okay.
Do you want
Did
to
I have any more
else?
thoughts on the game?
I don't think you did.
I didn't have any more thoughts on the game.
All right, 30 hours.
One more thought on the game. We thought this year, we were certain that this year, auto and tele-ups, there was no bonus for auto scoring, because it wasn't mentioned in the game. It wasn't mentioned in the video, and it wasn't really mentioned. It's not mentioned in the game manual.
And the omission of that, I believe, made a lot of people angry before they announced that, no, there's still a auto bonus.
We have since confirmed with the New York State head referee that it is actually double points in auto. But as soon as we started showing the first updates now, Robot in 30 Hours teams, and also the winning alliance from last year's FTC World Championship did a strategy breakdown conference, and they also mentioned how there was double points in auto, and that's when we actually went and asked the head referee. But it was weird how it wasn't mentioned in the video or anything.
Yeah.
We went through the whole 30 hours thinking that auto and tele-up scoring were the same. There's your segue.
So, talking about 30 hours.
On the topic of 30 hours. This year we didn't stay up the full 30 hours.
Which was good.
I remember one of the first things we said in the breakdown of 30 hours, and I think the very first episode of this show, was that next year we wouldn't stay up for the full 30 hours.
Yeah.
And we didn't.
Another thing that we didn't do is build a robot.
Which...
We did play board game.
Controversial, right?
Which seems weird.
It's called Robot in 30 Hours, but we did spend 30 hours building robots.
we've spent. Is that Brady?
Oh God.
Oh, it's Brady.
Oh.
God. Anyway, we spent 30 hours. We spent 30 hours prototyping and designing and strategizing.
So it's basically the thought was, instead of building a complete robot that is like useless after the 30 hours, we work towards our actual final robot, but we just spend 30 hours on it. Brady.
Don't walk in front of that camera.
Brady, don't walk in front of the camera.
Don't you dare.
Brady.
You can walk behind that camera.
Walk behind. Well, actually, no, you can't walk behind because it'll still see it. Brady, don't break the HDMI cable.
Don't.
Brady.
Brady. Hi, Brady. If you're gonna walk behind the camera, you're gonna be on my show. Brady, come here. Get here, Brady. Come here.
You don't believe in Brady.
Brady, what do you think of the game this year?
Good game.
All right, that's Brady.
That's Brady's comment for today's show. If I've got some CAD from 30 hours, if you want to show off what we actually did.
Yeah, let's look at.
Because we've talked about goals coming out of 30 hours, and I think most of us would consider it pretty successful.
Yeah.
If
so
we want to,
do that.
going. We got a new way to bring stuff up on the screen. So now
I've just tried this, a new way of screen sharing. Because now that we have the stream on the funny box over there, our laptops are completely disconnected. So we have to find another way to do it. Are you number 1 or number 2?
I am number 1.
Number 1. All right. So I'm going to
James is number 2.
Do this, and boom, there's the CAD and
now
transition.
Whoa!
That's great.
So yeah. Now I can put my computer up on the stream, which is fun.
Yeah.
This is 30 hours CAD, and I'll just go through it real quick because this is already going way over time. This is
the only sketch you need to look at.
What?
This is the only sketch.
Yeah, this is going to. This was the 2D bot sketch coming out of 30 hours. This red zone right here, this red mechanism right here. This is outward facing. This is our outward intake slide, which was originally a Goberta slide, but we have since switched to, well, we'll get to that. It was originally a Goberta slide. This is box down here is an intake. It's just like a representation of the intake, this being the block.
Hold on, 1 second. Brady, James, we're live.
They're getting yelled at.
They're getting
yelled. So this is this little structure up here. So this blue block is being the extension limit. And the screen mechanism, this is a climbing mechanism, which is in here. And just to talk about a fun climb, this is the max extension of the Go Builder slides when I designed them. For our climb, what we're going to do is we're going to extend the hooks up and grab onto the bar, and then do a little reach around with that hook there. And then that will hold us on the bar as we extend the slides up again to grab onto the top bar and then lift ourselves off that bottom hook.
Yeah, so we climb onto the first one actively, then we switch to a passive grabber, and then we use the same slides to go to the second stage.
And that second passive hook will just spring out.
I'll switch back to you. So you can.
That second passive hook is just going to spring out and grab onto that bar just so it's not up there the whole game.
Yeah.
And that'll just be a little spring. So that's like a 10,000 foot view of the design. And then moving into, I'll just show this was the intake that I spent most of 30 hours prototyping, which has thus been scrapped. We'll get to it. I've been saying that a lot. This is my design for a two-sided springed finger, two springed finger intake. So the two fingers would be springed up here, and then these two wheels rotate counter from each other. They're just belted together, and that's how you intake the block. This big panel down on the side was just for testing purposes, and that's not actually what it would have looked like if it were built. And yeah, that's pretty much all the CAD for 30 hours, so we can take that away.
Yup. Hey, stop that. Brady really wants us to talk about the limelight, but we have one other thing.
James just left.
It's fine. That's okay.
We'll just connect Brady's computer.
We'll connect Brady's. Okay. We have another thing here. Current progress. I think we've already gone over the progress for the robot, but there are a couple of other things that are just really quick announcements. We are using GitHub for our project management. We looked at a couple of other things like Monday.com, but we wanted to be cheap. So we used the GitHub free stuff because it's gives us a board and it's
GitHub,
like stuff like that. And everyone has a GitHub account now, so everyone can look at our code as well, which is good. everyone in the team.
Yeah.
Other thing, we made a knowledge base, which is just a little thing that we made for institutional knowledge. So I can try and pull that up here. Just give me like a filibust.
Yeah, just back on the topic of the robot things. Our current design, as it stands now, is a passive or an active intake to go out on a slide. That will bring the intake back into a handoff, where a second grabber will hand off to pick up the block, and then that will be on 2 slides that go out to go place in the basket, or the end effector that's on the 2 slides can pick up directly from the wall.
Yeah. Okay, so I should have my... Is that an April tag on the TV? Anyways. I should have my thing on number 2 here. There it is. And I'm going to go to the knowledge base. Okay, so...
You have to hit transition.
I got a transition! Beomp. So this is the knowledge base. This is just built in Google Sites because it's, easy to edit. And it's public, actually, on knowledgebase.electricmayhemrobotics.com. And it basically just stores a whole bunch of different articles about how to do different things. So this is one that me and Nate made, and you can talk about this a little bit. This is how to cam with FreeCAD.
Yeah, so this is an article that me and Hamid wrote over the summer, and it's we designed it in a way to anyone who has never cammed with FreeCAD before, and camming being computer-aided machining, so where you write, which basically writes the G code for something like a CNC router, which we use a lot of in this room. It's just a knowledge-based article that goes through the installation process, getting all the plugins and add-ons and the like that you need. That's the part how I do it. I don't know how that works. He did it on my computer for me. And then I went through the actual process of importing your part and setting up jobs and camming them and the like, and then exporting those.
Yeah, so this is your part where we switch
Yeah.
to light mode. And yeah, so basically the knowledge base articles are supposed to just say how do we do something that we learned how to do so that people can look back at it and you know how to do it really easily. So instead of being like, oh, how do I do this? Ask this guy. You just look at the knowledge base and it's there. And FreeCAD.
It's already worked.
Yeah.
We've got at least 1 or 2 more people who know how to cam because of this knowledge base article,
Yeah.
which is good.
And we also have our branding stuff over here. So that's our colors, our paint, and our fonts.
It's probably not useful to the public, but if you wanted to steal our branding, there it is.
Yeah. And actually, 2 of these fonts here are actually new. And they say FTCOA. This is my attempt at another segue.
I had a way better segue.
Okay, what's your segue?
So we talked extensively, or not that extensively, about robot design for this season, or where it stands currently. But if you're interested in getting a more in-depth look at our robot design, there's a new service that we have created called FTC Open Alliance, or
I think you should go back
FTCOA for short.
You want to show it off?
Do you want to do it on your computer?
Can you just pull it up?
Okay. FTC Open Alliance, where we have created.
If you've heard of Open Alliance for FRC, you might be able to see where we got the name from.
Yeah. We have permission to use it, don't we?
Yeah.
We got permission from one of the guys who founded Open Alliance to use it ourselves. So yeah, if you want to switch to my screen share.
Yep.
So yeah,
go to the homepage.
Oh, homepage.
Wop.
Yeah. So yeah, we created FTC Open Alliance for all teams to come and collaborate. First, my computer's about to die. This might be better. My computer's about to die. This might be better on your computer. Anyway,
It might be here. I'll switch to mine. 1 second.
Yeah. So FTC Open Alliance. It's just basically a website where we host a bunch of links to teams' open code repositories on GitHub, OpenCAD on Onshape, and build threads on Chief Delphi. The FRC version of Open Alliance does basically the same thing, but we decided to go a little bit above and beyond, where we, along with hosting OpenCAD code and also links to videos and photos and team websites, we also have created a forum. So when you sign up to be on in Open Alliance, you fill out some information about your robot, which you will continually update throughout the year.
All right, I got the web page.
Go through the data of that. So yeah, how we can show that off right now.
Here it is. So this is the homepage for FTC Open Alliance. I designed this, which is why it is orange.
And a grid.
And a grid. Very, very monochromatic here. So we can see, if you scroll down here, we can see some some information that you can go through. There are the Open Alliance principles, which are just the same as the Open Alliance's principles.
They're pretty good principles, so
They're
we
good.
just
They're
took
good
them.
principles, yeah. So if we click the Teams button over here, it's going to pull all of the teams. We currently have 6 teams, including our 2 FTC teams. And for each team, I'm going to...
7 teams.
Huh? 7 teams, right, yeah. So I'm going to look at our team here, and if you click on them, you can see a detailed view of, the number, name, some information here. These are the links. These are standard for both Open Alliances, FRC as well. So we have like CAD, code, we have videos, which is just our YouTube channel, and then a whole bunch of statistics, which are just like basically pit scouting questions, if you will. And then we also have a free response section,
Which I didn't fill out yet, because I was
Yeah.
in charge of setting up this page.
Yeah, because teams can come back and edit their responses whenever they want. So as stuff happens during the season, they can update their stuff. Like if they
So go to the build thread just so we can show that off.
the build thread. So this is a link to the Chief Delphi build thread. Which
So for those of you who don't know, Chief Delphi is a first-based forum website where FSC Open Alliance hosts all their build threads, and we have decided to host all of ours.
yeah, so this is our green team build thread, and you could it's pretty standard build thread stuff. Basically,
So there's our Robot in 30 Hours recap.
Yep, and then, so those are some other screenshots, so we post those. This is an early design of the intake, and stuff like that. And, when we continually update this, we'll see more stuff over here about, different events and stuff. So that's great. A lot of FTC teams have made that, and, you can follow whatever team you want to just see what they're doing. You don't have to be a member of the FTC Open Alliance to see other Open Alliance teams do what they're doing, but you can also sign up to share your information.
So if, like Ahmed said, all this information is just free to the public, that's kind of the whole idea, and anyone can use that. But since this is our first season as it, normally we would cut off signups by kickoff, but since it's our first season, signups are open throughout the entire season this year. So at any point during the season, if your team is like, we have the resources to devote even just an hour or maybe even less to your week of writing a build thread and keeping your CAD and code up to date and public, go to ftcopenalliance.org and hit register, fill out some information about your team and your robot, and we'd love to see you on the Open Alliance.
Yeah. And if you do decide to register, which I think is a great idea, obviously I'm biased, but
Yeah.
a lot of the questions that we will ask you, we are not expecting you to fill out like immediately. The answers will come to you later in the season. So we've left all of them optional except for a couple key things like your team number and name that we need, just to index you. So you can come back to the form, and it's a Google form. So if you sign in with Google and you use that same Google account, you can then, after you've submitted, you can edit your response and resubmit, and immediately your changes will be made on the website. So if you change your, if you say we now meet 7 hours a week instead of 6 hours a week, you click submit, it'll now say 7. So all of that is free for you to change whenever you want.
So yeah, ftcopenalliance.org. You're probably going to hear a lot about us, about that website over this season. And if you're interested in seeing what I've been writing about the Green Team's robot, because I'm in charge of writing the FTC Open Alliance post, go to the and check out our build thread. There's going to be a lot about our robot on there, and probably also a little ad for this podcast.
Yeah.
So yeah, next update goes out tomorrow. I don't know when tomorrow. Whenever I get around to it.
Okay, the last thing on our thing here is just Limelight in full caps.
This is your part of the show.
This is the Limelight. I want to talk about it first.
Yoink.
Gimme.
This is going on.
So this is the Limelight 3A. This is a compact version of the Limelight for FTC. It doesn't actually have lime lights, does it? It has white lights. Because there's no retro reflectors in FTC. I see. This is the IP address. Uses 172, really? I thought it would use 10 dot. But anyways, so the Limelight is really great because it's basically the exact same as an FRC Limelight, except you can't hook up a coral to it, and it doesn't work with retro reflectors, which
It also won't blind you if you look at it.
Yes. So the great thing about this is that you can do April tags, you can do custom neural network vision models, which I love. That's awesome. And you can do a whole bunch of other stuff that's a lot easier as well, right? You can do training.
And it's so good at its job.
It's great. It's great. Offboard processing, nice.
Plug it in. You go to the web.
All right. I guess I'm plugging it in. No.
So if I'm gonna
So
be
let's see
writing.
does it actually turn the lights on?
Yeah. It'll turn the lights on when it starts.
All right.
You have to go.
I
to-
guess
You gotta go to the
Well, you have to
website.
connect it first.
it is connected. The light on the USB cable is on.
No, 'cause you have to go to. You gotta.
Limelight's
You gotta. Yeah.
So is it initializing right now, or do I have to
It's
actually?
starting up.
Okay. So I'm gonna go to.
If you're interested in learning more about this and some of the test videos that we took, that'll be posted on ftcopenalliance.org/12736 on our build thread. Be there.
5801. So I don't see it as an interface right now. Oh no, actually I do.
Programmers.
I do see it as a web interface, but I don't.
I don't know what's going on. I'm just the guy.
I'm
who
going to
cares
run
about-
IPA real quick, just so maybe IPA. I see. ENP is down. This one's up. 172.29.0.24. Is it 2.9? Oh, it's 2.8, but it's supposed to be 2.9.
I mean,
You lied to me, Brady. There
you think
go.
we would have figured this out?
All right.
before
So
the show.
hold on. Wait, hold on. I need
Well,
to.
James
I need
figured
to
it out,
pull
but
my.
then James left. He had to go
I
to
need
band.
to push my thing. Hold on. Let me just.
I don't blame him. I thought the show was going to be nice and short, 15 minutes.
How long is this?
We've been
Give me a
going for
sec.
33
I'm sharing my.
minutes.
I am sharing my screen.
So,
I am
started at
sharing.
like 103, and it's 36 minutes. I did my math wrong.
Okay. This is 2,
Something
right?
like
Yeah.
that.
Okay. So
Hi, Grandpa.
pulling up the limelight. Your grandpa did not chat.
I know, but I know he will watch this.
All right. Here is the limelight live view. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Wait, Brady. There's a thing.
I had to
Yeah.
change the tag.
Okay. Yeah. So there is
grab that tag.
it. We got a tag next to our. You can see our stream setup. You can see the. Yeah.
That's Nate.
So you can see, as we move the tag, it is locked on there, just like
Put your
that.
fingers.
That is really cool. Engine U, Michigan. That's the only April tags. Yeah, that's really great. And then face forward, yeah. So it does 3D tracking of the April tag pretty well, honestly, even with a reflection.
And upside down.
No, Brady, I'm seeing on here it actually is. It says network table, so I'm guessing it's the same firmware as the actual limelight. Okay. That's why we also. That's why we also saw when we were testing this out. We actually saw can it do. That's cool. Hold on 1 second. When we were doing this, we also checked. It has an option to use a Coral TPU, but that's not allowed in FTC. So
There's no port for it on
yeah.
this line.
Now this is interesting. Look at that.
Bam.
So we're getting closer and further to it, and it is modeling that. And I can do type swerve. Why is that? Anyways, that's pretty cool. And we can do full 3D targeting, or we can turn that off, and then we just have the 2D thing right there.
Detection.
Yeah, and that's a lot probably faster. But then there you go. You can do the 3D stuff as well. So that's pretty cool.
You can also go to image classification.
Yeah.
Neural classifier.
Neural classifier. There it is.
That's a human.
I see payphone cache machine. It's a lot of here. I think
Is
it's
it classifying me?
neural detector. Person.
Person.
Hey.
Hey.
Nate, you're a
I
person.
am in fact a person.
Nice.
Hot take.
Hot take.
This is great. Oh, that's
Neural
awesome.
TV.
TV, nice.
Oh wow. Microphone.
Wait, hold on. I can turn on retroreflective. Hold on. That's a hair dryer. It says it's a hair dryer.
I mean, kind of looks like
Fair enough. Okay, hold on
I
one
can
second.
see that.
Watch this. Watch this. Did the lights turn on?
Yeah. Are you gonna?
I mean the lights. They're not very bright.
What do you want
Oh
me
yeah.
to do?
The lights are very dim. It can't blind you.
What are you gonna
Yeah.
do?
Luckily this limelight can't blind you.
This limelight cannot
What do
blind
you
you.
wanna
There
do,
you go.
Marvin?
I don't know. I
Can I
thought you were
put the
just.
safer tag down?
Yeah, you can put the April tag down.
Am I being streamed on the limelight now? Hi stream.
Black and white stream.
I hope you guys have been enjoying this extended episode for the first episode of
So
season 2.
the camera. Whoa,
Mayhem.
the camera is 5 megapixels. That's
Yeah.
Wow.
10 FPS.
at 10 FPS, but still, that's pretty impressive.
Either on 40 or 90.
Yeah. All right, thank you, Brady.
This thing is so cool. This is gonna change.
This is really, really cool.
This thing is so cool. This is gonna.
It's gonna revolutionize.
This is gonna be big for field localization on FTC. Can I complain for a moment?
Okay, sure. Go ahead.
I'm not a programmer, but if there's one thing I know about programming, and especially field localization with APRO tags, is you want the APRO tags to be in the same spot on every field.
Yes, that's correct.
FTC, please think of a better solution for placing your APRO tags than taping them to the wall.
Yeah.
Put them on game pieces, or make the wall actually have a slot for them.
Yeah, or the paper that you give us, like, don't give us paper, give us like cardboard that's like the size of the wall. So it
Yeah.
like slots in there instead of like, having a little bit up and down, left and right stuff.
So first, if you're watching this,
Game design committee. if
game
you are
design
watching
committee,
this,
or whoever's in charge of placing those APRO tags,
or anyone who can get to them. If
or
anyone
who can contact them.
If anyone from like New York Excelsior, like up high, is watching this and you can get in contact with someone, I don't know.
Get in contact with headquarters. Tell them make FTC APRO tags better.
Yes.
They're
Look
pretty
at
good now.
Get the Andy Mark FRC April
Yeah.
tag. Look at that.
I mean, I can complain about this one too because it's like $300.
Okay,
but
this is $300. It's a polycarb stiff tag and it has mounting holes. This is too much. But something like this that is not crazy expensive, probably made with like cardboard or
I mean, I redesigned this. I'm not sure I'm allowed to say this. It's just infringing on trademark. I made this in CAD in like 10 minutes and for free. I'm not sure I'm gonna go to jail for that if I'm
No, you're
like,
all good. It's
stealing
fine.
trademark or something.
No, April tags are open source.
No, but the polycarb.
It's our polycarb, and technically, it's an inspiration. It's a transposal of the original design.
But yeah, something like this, when it's on game pieces, like having the APRO tag somewhere on like the submersible so that they're in the same spot on every field, that would have been nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not actually a programmer, so I don't have to deal with this problem. I don't know where I'm going. I don't need to put this down.
I mean, we don't have to really either because we have really great odometry.
Yeah, so luckily the optical odometry combined with the APRO tags will hopefully.
We're still going to try April
Work
tags,
together.
but odometry works well enough for auto.
Yeah.
So,
The APRO tags, the Limelight will be good for vision detect. Have you seen that demo?
what do you mean?
The vision, we were detecting blocks with it. We just picked the color of the block.
Oh, for color detection?
Yeah. So I think you can do actual object detection with it, but we were just doing color detection.
I would not like to use blob detection, ideally.
Yeah, no, obviously,
But,
yeah, I wouldn't either. But
I would like. So the great thing about the Limelight 3.8 is that you can upload a custom TensorFlow light model, which is exactly the same as what people have been doing, using for
That's what you did last
FTC.
year, right?
This is what I did last year.
yeah.
It is what you can do. It's what you do with the FTC machine learning toolkit. So it is basically the exact same thing, but just on a different processor that is better. So I think that is a really good
Brady's
milestone.
challenging you on the uploading TensorFlow thing.
Brady, why do you say I can't upload TensorFlow?
Because it requires the hardware accelerator.
It requires the hardware accelerator? No, it doesn't.
If you go to it in the pipeline, it says plug in Coral TPU.
We're gonna have to look into that. Anyways, ladies
We'll
and
keep you
gentlemen,
posted.
We'll keep you posted. Good night, everyone.
That's it? We're done?
Are we? Do you have any closing remarks?
I was just going to say check out FTC Open Alliance.
Check out
again,
FTC Open Alliance.
again. And we are making a commitment to having this team be a lot more, especially the FTC teams, be a lot more open in their design and stuff. So if you're trying to keep in touch with how the green team, specifically, we're both on green team this year, is doing, this is the show for you. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
I am such a good salesman.
I'm going to click the stop streaming button